welcome back.
NicknLex here.
Hello, everyone.
How is it going? So today we're gonna do a reaction for Paul. This is his Dan request. This is our second reaction to the Counting Crows on this channel, right?
Yes, and the other one was also by Paul. We did Sullivan Street. I love that song. I know some Counting Crows, like their typical ones around here.
I
Mr.
know
Jones.
that one, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. There's also Big Yellow Taxi, which is actually, yes, I'm not gonna say anything else because I've had this video planned for a while.
Oh.
So, so today we're going to be doing something from an album that I have never heard because all of these songs look like new to me.
Recovering the Satellites.
Recovering the Satellites, 1996, and we're going to be doing A Long December.
Nice.
I'm excited about this. Thank you, Paul, for being a Dan member. As a Dan member on Patreon, you get one full song request guaranteed every month, and
47 full albums
and more
2
every month,
because I mean but so far we have 47 full albums on there, and I don't know, documentaries. We did some bloopers. We ran out of bloopers because now when we mess up the video we just leave it in, so no more bloopers. But they're pretty hilarious. It's one reel. Yeah,
and it's mostly just like the beginning.
Yeah,
you know, like
where we messed up, and now when we mess up, we just keep going.
Yeah.
So check out those 47 albums, and
you also get to vote on what full albums you want. You get to suggest a full album in the Dan tier.
And all the videos that get blocked on YouTube are on Patreon, which is a lot, unfortunately. But it's a good thing that you can also watch them on Patreon, and it's mostly marathons and a couple of like our videos barely get blocked, but sometimes, you know, like I think King Crimson, that's the one that got blocked, which is awesome.
Yes.
But well, it's time for some Counting Crows. Thank you so much, all you fans out there. Thank you for liking, for subscribing, for leaving a comment. Are you ready, my love?
I'm so ready.
All right, here we go. Back to the 90s, baby.
Let's do it. Oh, what year is it?
96.
96, okay.
Here we go.
A long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember the last thing that you said as you were leaving. Oh, the days go by so fast, and it's one more day up in the canyons, and it's one more night in Hollywood. If you think that I could be forgiven, I wish you would. The smell of hospitals in winter, and the feeling that it's all a lot of oysters but no pearls. All at once you look across a crowded room to see the way that light attaches to a girl. And it's one more day up in the canyons, and it's one more night in Hollywood. If you think you might come to California,
Love it.
I think you should. Na, 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 hillside.
I always say this. I love the 90s.
Me too.
I wish I would. I wish I could have been like an adult in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we just saw. I'm not gonna mention any names, but we saw a video of a good friend, and he posted on his channel a video of 1994, and
like a day in the life.
A day in the life, like just 15 minutes, and it was so different, and it was such a great time, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and all these people are now 30 years older. You know, and it's like, because it's an interaction with all these people really quickly, and hey, how are you doing, and this, and it reminded me like that was the music at the time, and it's just like,
yeah, and just this na 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 na,
so 90s.
Na, 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 na. Like, I don't know, just the sound of his voice, and it's I think we said this in the last Counting Crows reaction. It's very 90s, and for me it's very reminiscent of my childhood. Like, I don't have a lot of early memories, but you know, when this came out I was 5 years old, so I remember this song, like, not this song, I remember this style of music.
And your dad was only like, what, 30? Like, that must have been such a cool time for him,
exactly,
to be alive in the 90s. That's why I
35.
said I would have loved to be an adult in the 90s, because it was just a different time. And I think before cell phones and the internet, I think there was a lot to do elsewhere, outside, like, you know. I think this time has been very, I don't know, the time we're living in now. I mean, yes, it's cool, and I'm not complaining, but I think it's different, as we don't go out as much anymore, and we just spend more time, you know, just inside, I guess.
Yeah, at least you and I spend it inside, creating connections with you guys.
But I remember when I was young, I had so much things in my mind that I wanted to. I always wanted to be outside. And now I just find myself being on the phone, and I don't really watch a specific thing, but I also, thankfully, I don't watch, like, I'm not a scroller, you know, like people that watch hundreds of things a day. That would terrorize me.
Yes.
But we are like on Amazon, and we spend our times on stuff that we wouldn't have before.
Yes.
And I just miss that, you know, and it's never gonna be the same again.
I know.
But I mean,
it's amazing that music like this
takes you back. It's like rain.
You.
It's like when you smell rain.
Yes.
That brings you back to your childhood. Perfume, or like a car or a book. Time transports your mind. And so I just think the 90s, I guess they just look so cool. And when you look at movies, it was cheesy, but it was great, you know, like those shows from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like Beverly Hills
90210.
Isn't that a 90s thing?
I think so. I don't know. I never watched
Friends?
that
Is Friends 90s?
Friends is very 90s. Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, let's go back to the song. We're like halfway there.
90s.
Seinfeld is 90s.
Okay.
That's very good.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
To Hillside Manor sometime after 2 a.m. and talked a little while about the year.
The way he sings.
I guess the winter makes you laugh a little slower, makes you talk a little lower about the things you could not show her. And it's been a long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. I can't remember all the times I tried to tell myself to hold on to these moments as they pass.
The lyrics.
And it's one more day up in the canyon, and it's one more night in Hollywood. It's been so long since I've seen the ocean, I guess I should.
so good.
That was great.
Now you just made me cry. The entire video. No, it reminded me also of Blind Melon.
Yeah.
It's such a good trip. And it's so funny because even though we don't have so many memories, I mean, you're like, I was 5 years old, but I mean, you were alive.
I was, yeah.
And so
my
as you
memories
identify,
are very scarce, and they're usually based off of photos or things that people tell me, or you know.
But I mean, I remember when I was 5, of course. So yes, it is part of our lives. This is our time, you know. When we listen to music from the 80s and 70s, like but this is like, it is our era, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
So that's like, I guess we get, we do get emotional because we did see our parents, you know, way younger, and the fashion and the stuff, you know, that existed. Remember those TVs in the 90s that were very like, they were all gray, but they were all gray. It was like black TVs were out of fashion. Oh, yeah. They're all silver. Remember those silver? When this flat screen came out, the first flat, but it was
that was early.
But it was not a flat screen. It was still like a letterbox.
Yeah.
But it was, and then the movies were like this.
Yeah.
Because the bars of the DVDs, remember? The first time you would watch a DVD, you could barely see the damn movie because it was supposed to be for a freaking widescreen, but we would watch it in a normal screen, and the movie was like this thick. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so fun. What music makes you think of, you know? But I love
had a little breakdown there because I was just thinking like about everything, and I was like, wow. It's crazy because, like, it's been 30 years since this was released. And, you know, your parents always tell you, oh, time flies. Time flies.
Always.
Like, oh, you'll understand once you're older. And obviously, every single person that's ever been alive, except for a child prodigy, would be like, he doesn't understand. Like, time is, like, endless for me, you know? And then was. Yeah, and now it's like I look back and I'm like, I was just thinking that. I was like, wow, they always said, like, time flies. And then when he said, I always remind myself to enjoy these moments before they're gone. And I'm like, what must he feel, or whoever wrote the lyrics? I don't know if it was a singer or not, but what would they feel now, 30 years later? You know, like, I don't know. So it is very much a question of just really enjoying every day and knowing that it'll never be today again. It'll always be.
That's the terrifying. But I mean, it is so true, and I accept it. You know? It's like,
and there's some beauty in it, because it's like, if you know something's gonna end.
Like, remember in 2011 when I said, "Oh my God, today is November 11th of 2011," and I told you it's never gonna happen again, ever. And you're like, oh, and that's what, 13 years ago. It's already 13 years ago, and we were together. But it's crazy because when I look at those pictures, we have pictures here, and I already felt in those pictures, and we were only together months. I already felt that I'd known you for years.
Yeah.
And now we know it's like a decade.
Longer than a decade. Almost a decade and a half. Yeah. That's so crazy.
And we have gone through so much, and it's been just a ride. And now finally we have also been able to, you know, travel together. And that's like, if you can do that, you know, with your loved one, don't miss it. Don't do it. And I'm sure you do. I mean, and most of you guys, you know, already been through like your whole, some of you guys, you know, already retired. So yeah, make the best of it, man.
Yeah. And if you're
don't waste
younger than a retired person or us or whatever, like, enjoy. And even if you are, it's just whatever age you are, just enjoy.
Yeah. It's so sad sometimes because I see so much anger in this comment section. I'm like, what is this person going through to be so miserable? But
like they say, every day is a choice. Like, you can either choose to be happy or you can choose to be unhappy. Or discontent.
But you can choose also to make somebody,
or
you can choose to make somebody happy, but you can also choose to be a complete douchebag. But why would you do that? Why go for that? You're only making yourself unhappy while making others unhappy. Like writing this negativity, would that make you happy for real?
Not me, but not everyone is like me, you know? I don't know.
That's
anyway,
so
just to talk a little about the song itself, it was very, very good.
Well, at least it took us on this road.
And I feel like this is exactly what happened the last time we listened to Counting Crows. I'm embarrassed with
Maybe
Paul.
That's why Paul wants us to listen to
maybe. But yeah, great. I mean, I love his voice is awesome. I love how whoever else, there's a bunch of people in the band. It looks like there's like 7.
I think he's harmonizing with himself.
Really? Okay. You guys let us know if you know. Is it him or is it someone else from the band? I like that. I like that a lot. It adds a lot of depth.
That's his sound. That's the style of his voice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I think it's an overdub with himself.
Okay.
But I love just the acoustic guitar, you know, the simplicity of alternative rock.
Yes.
You know, this is not so much grungy. I love alternative rock, and I just love this time, you know, like when we listen to what's his name? The one called blah 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 band. We're gonna go see him actually. The guy who does his feet. His feet.
Oh, Doobie Brothers band.
No.
Or not Doobie. Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews. So it's the same, you know, style. Dave Matthews.
And Dave Matthews. I'm gonna be a mess. I'm gonna be like
the concept?
Distraught completely because
I love Dave Matthews.
He does the same thing to me. He makes me very nostalgic because
it's a nostalgic time.
Yeah.
The 90s were like the last, you know, like the last decade of before the interactive, like the social media. And I mean, it was just like, it was like the end of that old analog life, you know? And I think we were lucky to be in it, you know?
I agree.
To be part
At least
of it.
a little. I have very good memories. But anyway, thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone else, for watching. Anything else you want to say about the song? Or
I loved it. I can't really say anything.
We didn't really pay attention to
I
the
love
lyrics.
the band. I was my mind was just somewhere else, and I loved that it transported me there.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted
next
to say.
time, maybe we should have the lyrics. I don't know,
but that's the reaction.
Yeah.
It's a reaction channel, and we don't have to be always about the music theory and about the lyrics. The reaction that this caused was brilliant.
True. That's true.
That's what people dial in for.
This is true. This is very true. Let us know what you guys thought. Have you heard this song before? Let us know also your experience. I always like to ask you guys, when was the first time you heard this song? Was this playing when you were on your way to your wedding? Like, you know, if you have some cool, like,
or I don't know, like, what were you doing 30 years ago, you know?
Yeah, let us know. Please, if you like the video at any point, give it a like, subscribe. We would love to see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.